I've been gone a little while. I haven't filmed a video in like over 6 months, I think. I'm so sorry. I know, I'm terrible, worst booktuber ever. But actually January is my booktube anniversary, so this is officially my 5-year booktube anniversary. And so what better time to come back than now with a new video for you guys. Please forgive me, I'm so sorry for my abandonment. Oh, okay, the ring light has decided we are ring lighting today. Okay, thanks. We'll at least turn it down a little bit, but I'm guessing the world wants us to have a ring light today. Today's video is going to be my Christmas book haul slash last half of 2024 book haul, because I bought some books even though I wasn't actually reading. So I thought I'd still show them to you today, even though most of these are Christmas books or books I gifted myself around the Christmas season. There are also a lot of book box books that I was receiving the last 6 months of the year. And yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on here. So I've split them into categories: bought myself, gifts, publishers, book box books. That's really hard to say. So I will show them all to you. But yeah, I haven't really been reading much the last 6 months. I've kind of just slumped in life, to be honest, the last year, I'd say. And I finally feel that kind of lifting off me a little bit, not too much, but I kind of need to push my way through it. And I thought the only way to get me back into reading is to start talking about books again, get all excited, get all the feels. So here we are, attempting to make that happen. You can tell I haven't been reading from the absolute state of my bookshelves. Bookshelf reorganisation incoming for sure. I've even bought a few new decorative bits. So that'll be a really exciting video coming very, very soon. This is also the second time I have filmed this. I bought an iPhone, which I haven't been with the iPhone for many years because they cause me so many issues. And the first thing I do is film a video, and it's a .mov file that apparently I can't edit. So then I bought the extensions I needed to edit. Then it changed the colour of every video, so I looked really weird. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen today, because I'm not doing that again. I'm done. So pray be that this works, okay? Let's jump straight into it with the books I bought myself first of all. For someone who hasn't been reading, a stack this large of books you bought yourself, it's not ideal, let alone book box books. So I fear I have a problem. First of all, we have Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zorner. This is not my kind of read normally, because this is non-fiction memoir, of which I read very little memoirs. I tend to only ever read them from celebrities that I'm really obsessed with, and even then it's a push. Like, I have to hear really good things about it to pick it up. I'm not really sure what convinced me to buy this, except for the fact that everybody loves this. Everybody raves about this. And even though I don't know who this person is, I believe they were once in a band. It sounds like it's going to have a lot of heartbreaking discussions on grief and depression. And I just think no matter whose life that is, we can all relate in some way to hard feelings and emotions. I thought this would be a really good one to pick up for when I'm feeling those melancholy feelings. Then we have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I do have about 5 editions of this novel. Have I ever read it? No. But I love the movie. I know, that's a crime. But this is the Page Classics edition. And you will see later on I have another Page Classic edition to show you in my gift section. These are a new discovery for me, and they are gorgeous. Like, look at this. The foiling is stunning. The design is stunning. It's just, it's giving. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely giving. So I picked this one up. It was in TK Maxx for like $2.99. I'm sorry, who could stop me? Nobody. Nobody could stop me. I needed it, even though I've never read it and have multiple editions. Classics are just a collectible thing for me, okay? I feel no guilt. I feel no shame. You can't even see my classics collections. They're on the top and in my living room, but I love them. So this will be growing that classics collection, even though I probably won't read it for a really long time. Then we have Before We Say Goodbye by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is the 4th book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I still haven't read number 3, but I want to read 3 and 4 pretty much together, I think, during a reread of 1 and 2, because I just love this series so much. It's such a short translated series about a coffee shop where you can meet a loved one who's also been at the coffee shop, even if they've passed. You just need to make sure you're returned before your coffee gets cold. It is such a beautiful, heart-wrenching series from what I've read so far that I've absolutely loved. It's so beautiful. And so I needed the rest of them. that are out so far, so I can really go in and just enjoy the whole experience because they're just wonderful books. They're like nothing else I've ever read before. I've praised them since 2020 for the first book. Absolutely in love. The next one I don't consider my fault because this was a research purchase. This is Hell House by Richard Matheson. I have never heard of anyone talk about this. I've never heard of its existence before, but I saw it. It is a haunted house novel, apparently the scariest haunted house novel ever written according to Stephen King. And as I'm writing my own haunted house novel at the moment, and have been for about a year and a half, it's not going anywhere very quickly. I want to read more haunted house novels to see how other people are doing it, how mine falls on the scary level, because I don't think it's very scary. I think it's more cozy, but there are some very horrifying elements. So I kind of want to read other people's and see where mine fall on that scale, just for a bit of reference. So I picked this up. I like the fact that I'd never heard of it before or anyone talking about it. It just gave me a fresh mind to go in. But yeah, I'm not rushing with this one. I just at some point would like to read it before going into the next draft of my novel, along with other haunted house stories, because I feel like I stick to Darcy Coates. So I want to branch out a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you, I think this next book might be the only book I've read in this haul, which is absolutely horrific. Sue me. But that is Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh. I have read 2 Ottessa Moshfeghs now. 3? No, only 2. And I think that she's a very fascinating author, like nothing like I've ever read before. And I'm definitely excited to carry on delving into more of her works. This book follows Eileen, who works in this office. She's a very rundown, sad life. Her father's an alcoholic and she lives at home with him. And then one day this woman called Rebecca enters the office and starts to work there and is beautiful and cheery in life and just everything that Eileen aspires to be. And so she kind of becomes a little bit obsessed with this woman and they develop a friendship. It's a very complex psychological thriller that I really enjoyed. I think a lot of people have mixed feelings on this one, even I did to some degree, but I really like this one, and it's definitely encouraging me to pick up more Ottessa Moshfeghs in the future. I even have one again later on in the gift pile, but yeah, this one is really interesting. Had to pick this one up, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the only one I've read, which is absolutely horrific, by the way. Next we have Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score. I just love a Lucy Score romance because they're so easy to read, so digestible, so uplifting. Like if you ever feel a little bit sad, a Lucy Score novel is just going to get you feeling the feels, happy, optimistic. I absolutely love her books. This one is following a producer of a show, a home renovation show, as she kind of hates the guy that is renovating the house, but also finds him very attractive, and they get this like steamy relationship going on while they still dislike each other. I don't want to say enemies to lovers until I've read it and discovered if it's actually enemies to lovers, but you know, a dislike to love situation I quite enjoy. I also have read another book that I want to say is by Lucy Score, but I can't be 100% sure, where they did actually renovate a house in that too. And I really enjoyed that one. I hope it is by Lucy Score, the one I'm thinking of. But I really enjoyed that. And this sounds like it's very similar vibes. So I thought, let's give this a go. I'm sure it's not going to be bad when it's Lucy Score. And I just want something easy to read on my shelves. Next, we have Throne of Secrets by Kerri Maniscalco. This is the Waterstones edition. This is the sequel to Throne of the Fallen, had to check, which I didn't actually really like. It's the first book in Prince of Sin series, which apparently is a completely separate series to the Kingdom of the Wicked series. You don't have to read the Kingdom of the Wicked series to read this. I believe that that is a complete and utter lie to sell more copies, because I could not have possibly read that first book without the prior knowledge of the Kingdom of the Wicked series, but who am I to judge? I did not like that book, as I said. I found it very boring, very long. However, I have loved Kerri Maniscalco's work in the past. So I'm really hoping that that was just a one-off novel, and I'm really going to like this book, who I believe follows Gluttony. Yes. Obviously, we're going to keep all of our favourite princes until the end of the series to keep us hooked, but I am still excited about this one. I think it's going to be a very interesting one. The covers are always stunning. It does seem just as long as the other one, but a bit more tension would really help. I am going in with lesser expectations than the first time, because I went in with high ones after loving Kingdom of the Wicked. So yeah, at least my expectations are lower. I could enjoy this a lot more now as a result. As I said, this year I've kind of been going through a bit of an odd time. Like, things have been changing and my emotions have been a bit all over the place. So I did pick up a poetry collection called Inward by Young Pueblo. And I'll read you the tiny little bit on the back, which says, "True power is living in the realization that you are your own hero, healer, and leader." I picked this up and have not yet read it, which is a little bit annoying because I feel like I've kind of gotten out of the time that would have been perfect for me to read this, but I'm still going to and hopefully take something from it. But I did pick this up knowing I needed some poetry at that time. I was writing my own to try and cope with my feelings. And so, yeah, I picked this up for that reason. Again, I didn't actually get to it, but I'm hoping that this will give me a little bit of an outlook into how I'm feeling, but through the eyes of someone else. I don't know what I'm expecting from it. I feel like poetry just helps me sometimes. But yeah, it's a real mixture of like short poetry and long form poetry. But yeah, I need to read this ASAP and really sit down and take it in and digest this. So hopefully this will be on my wrap up soon. Next we have The Book of the Most Precious Substance by Sarah Gran. This is following witchcraft. This is about a rare book dealer who gets sent to track down a book of the occult. And so we follow a lot of settings and backdrops such as New Orleans, New York and Paris. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this because I bought this after somebody, I want to say, Think Books with Lala, I want to say loved this. But then I saw that Gavin gave it like a 1 star. So that wasn't very good or hopeful for me. But I had still already bought it by this point. So here I am, hoping to read it. It sounds really, really interesting. I think he said it was written a little bit weirdly, which I'm okay with on a normal basis, so hopefully this is good. And then finally for this stack we have The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming, the whole series. So we have that one, That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf, and That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. I have actually started these. I am a measly 26 pages into the first one and I'm not having a good time. I read this one night and was like, what am I reading? This is horrific. But again, I was in a slump, or am still in a slump. So I don't want to sit there and say it's awful, but I'm not feeling good about getting to the rest of these. And I do normally say I'm not going to continue to buy a whole series now, and I didn't. I bought this one on its own, but then I saw these in Hey on Y for a really good deal, and I was like, oh, I'm going to buy them just in case. I don't know, we will see how it goes and whether I actually finish this one to get to these ones. But I do own them now, so. Moving on to the little publisher stack I have here. First up we have Nesting by Rosin O'Donnell. This is coming out this month and follows a woman who escapes an abusive relationship with her children. But it follows more of the fact that not only is it hard to leave one of these relationships, it's also hard to stay away. I think this is going to be a really hard novel to read, but I am excited nonetheless to get to it, and hopefully it's a good one. I need to try and prioritise this month preferably. Thank you so much to the publisher for sending me this one. And then I also got sent a collection of Andrew Joseph White books. These are all YA. So we have Hell Followed With Us, The Spirit Bears Its Teeth, and the brand new release that came out in September, Compound Fracture. So yeah, as I said, these are all YA horrors, I believe. I have not read any of them before, but they sound super interesting, and I believe they're all LGBTQIA+ novels. This one does say 16-year-old trans boy Benji is on the run from a cult that raised him. This one follows a main character with autism, and this one also follows another trans boy. I believe they are all trans, actually. I think that's true. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm very sorry. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to read these. I'm not one for YA anymore, but I do feel like a story, if I'm going to read a YA novel, it's going to be a YA horror, and I absolutely love books that have an LGBT element to them. That's always important to me as a reader, especially in books that focus on a young audience, because I believe it opens up minds. So yeah, thank you so much to the publisher for sending me these. I'm excited to get stuck in. Okay, let's move on to the Christmas gift section, which there's quite a lot. So thank you so much to my friends. You are all the absolute best. Here is the stack. Oh my goodness. First of all, we have one that wasn't a Christmas gift. This is from Lauren, who gave this to me because I don't think she wanted it anymore. And that is Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. And this is a gorgeous edition. I've really wanted to read this for a long time. I actually had the self-published version on my Kindle. I am really excited to have the final physical copy in my hands. So thank you so much, Lauren, for gifting me your copy. It's very appreciated. And I believe the rest are now Christmas gifts. So sticking with Lauren, They sent me Boys of the Valley by Philip Francasi. Sorry, butchering it, sorry. This is about a boy who was raised in an orphanage, and then one night a cult come and take over the orphanage, I believe. I don't know, I've just heard a lot of people saying how good this is lately, especially Lauren, who said in their gift note, this is a fave of mine, so I hope you like it too. And Lauren is the queen of horror. Well, perfect recommendation, so I will always trust a Lauren rec, and this is one of them. I cannot wait to pick this up, especially as it's the spooky wintry season. It is a perfect time to pick this up. And me and Lauren also buddy read all of the Truly Devious series together multiple times. I think we 2 or 3 times, and if we didn't do it 3 times, we should. So this was a really fitting gift from Lauren, thank you. And that is Death at the Morning House by Maureen Johnson. I don't know what this is. Like, when I saw that this was announced, I was so excited. I don't know, and you can't really work out from the synopsis if this is a haunted house novel or if there's something specific happening that is not haunting. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to read it to work this out. But I am really excited to read this one. The cover is everything. I absolutely love Maureen Johnson's writing style. I know I just said I'm out of my YA era now and have been for a long time, but Maureen Johnson is never included in that. Maureen Johnson is the exception to the rule always. I will be 90 reading Maureen Johnson, okay? You cannot stop me. I am so excited, so cannot wait to pick this one up. Thank you so much, Lauren, for my gifts. I love you lots. Then we have some books from the lovely Kira. We have The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore. The first book in this is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is basically a Gilmore Girls romance. Like, it's copy and paste Gilmore Girls. But it's so much fun. Like, I so thoroughly enjoyed it. It's basically a gender-swapped Lorelai and Luke situation in the first book. And then there's a group of friends you're introduced to and you follow each friend throughout the series. And they're all just so cutesy looking. Like, honestly, what is this cover and how do I just eat it? Absolutely adorable. I see a cat on the cover, so there better be a cat involved because I'm sick of being lied to. This one follows Hazel and Noah. I'm so excited to get into their story. Noah is a fisherman, I believe. Yes, he is. That sounds hot. I want some. So I absolutely cannot wait for this one. Absolutely, yes, please. Thank you so much. And then I got A Photo Finish by Elsie Silver. This is the second book in the Gold Rush series. Yeah, this is the second book. I have not read the first yet. Me and Jade were buddy reading all of the Elsie Silver books and kind of just took a pause because I'm in a slump, and I think Jade is too. I'm so excited to get back into some Elsie Silver. I absolutely love the Chestnut Spring series, more than life itself, to be honest with you. So the excitement of being able to go back into a brand new series I've never read from her, absolutely yes please, I cannot wait. So thank you so much to Kira for expanding my Elsie Silver collection twice because she also got me Wild Eyes, which is the second book in the Rose Hill series. This one is a currently being written series and it's following all cowboy single dads. Yes please. Thank you very much. Elsie Silver just has a way of writing rugged men that I'm obsessed with. These men are just giving in every way, shape or form. I absolutely love them. Thank you so much to Kira for expanding my romance collection, helping me feel all the feels this Christmas. I love you all the world. And my grandmother got me a book, actually. I picked this out myself, but that is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I've never read a Charles Dickens. I probably never will read a Charles Dickens, let's be completely honest. But as I said to you earlier, these page classics are giving me life. They're giving me everything I've ever wanted or needed. And this is following an orphan through Victorian society, which, to be honest, that's my cup of tea. I should just pick this book up. I should be an intellectual, but it's just very intimidating and it's very long. But I am so obsessed with these editions. I need more. I've like never seen these before. I don't know if they're new or something. Yeah, so these editions were published in 2023. That's interesting. I need to keep my eye out for some more. So thank you to my grandmother. And then I got some books that I picked out from my lovely boyfriend Stu. Thank you so much. First of all, we have Homesick for Another World by Ottessa Moshfegh. As I said, I'm on a Ottessa Moshfegh kick at the moment. Absolutely obsessed. This is a short story collection. I'm not really sure what the focus is, but if we read the back, it says, "Here the flesh is weak, the timber is crooked, people are cruel to each other and stupid and hurtful, but beauty comes from strange sources, and the dark energy surging through these stories is powerfully invigorating. We're in the hands of an author with a big mind, a big heart, blazing chops, and a political acuity that is needle sharp. The needle hits the vein before we even feel the prick. Doesn't that just sound beautiful? If that sounds that beautiful, can you imagine what the inside of this feels like? Oh, I just cannot wait to get myself dived in. I did read the first few pages in the store and it just feels good. It just sounds amazing. I'm so invested in this author at the moment. I'm much more on a literary fiction streak with my books at the moment as well. I'm finding myself having a new favourite genre taking over fantasy, not gonna lie. I'm really excited to get to this one. Then we have Orbital by Samantha Harvey. This is following 6 astronauts who go and orbit the Earth. And I'm not entirely sure what the novel's about. I think we just watch them do this every day. I really don't know. This could be a very strange novel. But from what I've seen and heard of this, it's giving This Is How You Lose the Time War vibes, which if you've watched my channel, you might know that that's kind of changed my reading, to be honest. That book, I started and was like, this is ridiculous. This is why I don't like pretentious books. And by the end, I was so invested and so into it. I changed my whole perspective on reading. I used to absolutely hate the Booker Prize. If I saw that a book had won a Booker Prize, it was no longer on my radar. Whereas you might have noticed quite a few of these books I've shown today have received a Booker Prize award. Like, I don't know, my tastes are completely changing and it's all down to that book. So things like this, if they remind me of that novel, I can't help myself but to pick this up. So even though I don't entirely know what's going to happen, what's going on, what the kind of book is, I am nothing but excited to pick this up, and it's going to be a really short one-sitting read. Oh, my favourite. And then finally for this section, we have The Delagoot Dream Department Store by Mai Lee. Delagoot? I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. I'm butchering it again. But this is kind of a department store that sells dreams. Again, I don't know much about this. I don't particularly want to know much about this. One of my favourite genres, I think you could call it, is translated fiction. I find that most of the ones I've read have been absolute hits for me. They're so beautifully written. I'm so impressed by the talent of 2 authors, a translator and an original author, how they come to such a beautiful story in a whole different language from how it was originally intended. I think it's such a wonderful craft. So I am always excited to find a new translated fiction that appeals to me. And this one, first of all, the cover is just giving. Like, it's just stunning. This is a duology, I believe, so I have more content should I be looking for it. And yeah, I just think it sounds really, really interesting, very whimsical, very magical, which is just my cup of tea. It sounds cozy. I hope it is. I'm really intrigued to pick this up. So thank you so much to my boyfriend for those as well. Now we're into the final section, but my mouth hurts. I need a drink. As I said earlier, the final category is book box books. So here we go, there's quite a few. I'm also really sorry if I mess up whose they are, Fairy Loot or Numacrates. I don't know. I don't know if they're fantasy or romantasy. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I just open the box and find out. First of all, we have The Coven by Harper L. Woods. Stunning. I really like this edition. Wow. I don't know too much about this. I think I used to have the Kindle edition. Maybe it was self-published because I recognise this cover. So I think I used to have a self-published edition. But yes, it's following a girl who I think is trying to reclaim her magic and is at a university for magic. And she meets a dark, mysterious man. You know, the usual romantasy vibes. Sounds really, really interesting to me. I mean, I obviously was interested in that original self-published novel because I think I had it on my Kindle. So yeah, I'm excited to have a beautiful physical edition that I can read now. Then we have Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. Another really stunning edition. So normally I would not want to pick this up because it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I am not one for Beauty and the Beast retelling at all. First of all, can we just talk about how stunning this is? Wow, that is one of my favourite book editions I've ever seen. Like, that naked hardback is unreal. However, there's a little bit of a twist on the usual Beauty and the Beast story because it is actually a reverse harem. And you know me, I'm a sucker for a reverse harem story. So it's actually one girl, 4 princes. And as I said, I am just a sucker for it. So can't be helped. I definitely want to read this. It looks so beautiful. I think I've, again, heard of this before. I swear this was a originally self-published novel. I really don't know. This is giving me the From Blood and Ash editions. Like, you can't tell me they're not basically copy and paste. And as I got rid of my editions, it's nice to have something that reminds me of those. Then we have The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. This is probably the most excited I've ever been for a book in my entire life. And it's why I haven't picked it up yet. I do not want to read this while in a slump. Oh my goodness. It is basically a cozy fantasy story with a bunch of mythical creatures in it. And we follow a sapphic love story. I'm so unbelievably excited for this novel. I can't believe I haven't picked it up yet. I just didn't want to be in the wrong headspace and not enjoy it as much as I possibly could. I love a cozy fantasy with mythical creatures. I'm sorry, that is just me all over. And she wants to save the extinct creatures. Like, yes, please. I love animals. Cannot wait. Literally cannot wait for this one. Then we have The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. I'm not entirely sure what this one is about. Like, I've read the synopsis, I just don't really get it. I think it's kind of Hal's Moving Castle vibes, I think, from what I can see. But it basically says perfect for fans of Legends and Lattes, and we all know I'm a fan of Legends and Lattes. I am currently rereading it. I'm really enjoying it, so I have to give it a shot for that reason alone. And this is a beautiful edition. Apologies for rapid firing these. I just don't really know anything about them because I didn't pick them out myself. So there's no point sitting here and talking about them forever. Next we have Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. I actually pre-ordered this on Amazon and it got like a year ago, and it got like rejected, like they sold out apparently. So I just never got my pre-order. So it's nice that I actually have a copy of the novel anyway. I'm really happy about this. I wouldn't say this is my favourite edition ever. I don't even know if I like it at all, actually. But, you know, I have it now. It says, dragons are extinct, witches are outcast, but magic lives. Then we have Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan. Sarah Rees Brennan. Again, quite stunning. And I believe this is about a woman who is the villain. And it's a love story where, yeah, as I said, she falls in love with a man, but she's actually the villain, not him. Which is a really interesting take. I've never seen that be done before. So I'm really intrigued to read more about this story. But I'll be honest, that is not my favourite edition ever. I don't like anything about it. But yeah, if I like the story, I might just get an original copy. We'll see. Then we have An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. I am so unbelievably excited to read this. So I have loved one, Alexis Henderson, House of Hunger. I thought it was amazing. And I've absolutely hated The Year of the Witching to the point where it put me in one of the biggest slumps I've ever been in. And I couldn't finish it. Like, I DNF'd. It was awful. So this could go absolutely either way, to be honest. But it is a horror. I'm really excited. It looks so interesting. I don't want to read too much about it. But it is about our main character who gets into a college for magic. So I love an academy set story. It sounds like it's going to be amazing. It is a horror. It was the Evernight box, and I've been really loving my Evernights, so hopefully this will be amazing. Then we have Heavenly Bodies by Imani Ariu. I think, again, this was a self-published novel, because I vaguely remember the original cover, but I could be completely wrong. Again, I'm not a lover of this edition, except for the naked hardback. I think that's absolutely stunning. Look at that, beautiful. I don't know what it's about. I know it's a romance. I'm guessing something to do with the zodiacs involved, considering the whole thing is based display-wise around the zodiac. But yeah, I definitely want to give this a go, especially if it is the book that I'm thinking it is that I wanted to read originally. Seems to be a real theme here of the self-published novels I wanted to read being published traditionally, which makes me really, really happy for these authors. So yeah, it says, I would turn the world to darkness for you. We have The Courting of Bristol Cleats by Mary E. Pearson. I don't know if I'm keeping this one yet, so it'll be a bit rapid fire. I'm going to be honest, the only reason I want to is because these sprayed edges are the best I've ever seen. Like, it has mushrooms. I love mushrooms. And the naked dust jacket is also one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Like, oh my goodness, wow. The end pages, like, other than the cover, this is unbelievable. Like, this is the best edition I've ever seen. But it just feels, it's so long. Like, why is it this long? Oh, it's not signed. That's interesting. I don't really know what it's about, to be completely honest, but it has got fae, so it's probably going to be a really fun fantasy romance that I want to give a go before I get rid of this, but it's blooming massive, so who knows when. Then we have Sorcery and Small Magics by Mega Ducey. I believe this is like a cozy fantasy again with like discovering magic or something. I'm gonna be honest with you, as with most of these books, I just don't really know what's going on or who I am. But I am intrigued to give it a try before I get rid of it. So this year I am cancelling all my book boxes because I'm so behind on reading them, and as much as I love them, so many of them come in that I'm not interested in. But I mean, I may as well give it a try as I already own it. And the final one is A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. I think this is a horror, something about murdered on a ship. So yeah, probably. Stunning cover. This back makes me think mermaids are involved, and I absolutely love mermaids or sirens. We have like dinosaur looking things. That just looks so interesting and beautiful. I really hope it has a horror element to the fantasy. That's what I'm really wanting from this novel, but I don't know anything about it, so who knows. So that is my Christmas and end of 2024 book haul. Thank you so much to anyone who got me a Christmas gift. You are love my life. I love you guys. Thank you for being the best friends ever, and to another year of friendship. I love you all so much. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for forgiving me, hopefully, for my long break from booktube. I'm very sorry again. And yeah, hopefully see some more videos from me soon, including fixing this absolute mess of bookshelves, because it's giving shambles, honestly. I'll see you soon for the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.